Okay, imagine you live 50,000 years ago. No school, no internet, no doctor, no books. One day, a woman in your tribe has a baby, but nobody knows why. Nobody knows how. Was it the river? Was it the moon? Was it something she ate? For thousands of years, humans had absolutely no idea where babies came from. And the story of how we finally figured it out is one of the strangest, most fascinating mysteries in all of human history. Let's go back, way back. We're talking early humans, Homo sapiens, cave dwellers. These people were smart, don't underestimate them. They could hunt mammoths, they could make fire, they could survive ice ages. But reproduction? Completely mysterious to them. Here's why. A baby doesn't show up the next day after the act. It takes 9 months, 9 whole months. To an ancient human with no calendar, no concept of time tracking, that connection was almost impossible to make. Think about it. You do something today. 9 months later, completely unrelated in your mind, a baby appears. How would you connect those two things? You probably wouldn't, and they didn't. So what did ancient humans actually believe? Oh, it gets weird. Some tribes believed women got pregnant from the wind. Seriously. They thought spirits carried by the wind entered women's bodies and created life. Other groups thought it was the food women ate. Eat a certain fruit, get a baby. Simple as that. Some believed rivers were responsible. Women who bathed in certain rivers would become pregnant. And honestly, you can't blame them. Because from their perspective, every woman eventually had a baby. And every woman ate food, breathed air, and touched water. So to them, the logic actually made sense. The idea that a man had anything to do with it? Completely off their radar. For a long time in human history, men had no idea they played any role in reproduction whatsoever. None. So when did humans start getting suspicious? It probably started with animals. Ancient humans were hunters. They watched animals constantly. They noticed patterns. And at some point, someone noticed something. When a male animal was kept completely away from females, the females stopped having babies. Interesting. When the male came back, babies appeared again. Very interesting. This was probably the first crack in the mystery, the first clue that maybe males had something to do with this. But even then, it took thousands more years before humans fully connected the dots for themselves. The agricultural revolution changes everything. Here's where it gets really interesting. Around 10,000 years ago, humans stopped being pure hunter-gatherers and started farming. And farming changed everything, including how humans understood reproduction. Why? Because farmers started deliberately breeding animals. They controlled which animals mated with which. They observed the results. They kept records in their heads. Bull mates with cow, calf appears 9 months later. Rooster with hen, eggs hatch. Repeat this thousands of times across generations of farmers. And eventually, the pattern becomes undeniable. The male is not just a bystander. The male is essential. This is likely when humans finally truly understood the basic mechanics of reproduction, not from thinking about themselves, but from watching their farm animals for generations. Now, by the time we reach ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, Greece, humans definitely understood reproduction, but their understanding was still pretty wrong by modern standards. Ancient Greeks believed the woman was just a vessel, a container. The man provided all the life force, and the woman simply carried it. The woman contributed nothing biological, in their view. Aristotle, one of the greatest thinkers in history, actually believed the male seed contained a tiny, fully formed human inside it. They called this idea the homunculus, a microscopic little person hiding inside the male. The woman's only job was to keep it warm and let it grow. This idea survived for almost 2,000 years. 2,000 years of being completely wrong. The real breakthrough didn't come until the 1600s, when the microscope was invented. Suddenly, scientists could see things invisible to the naked eye. In 1677, a Dutch scientist named Antony van Leeuwenhoek looked through his microscope and saw something moving, tiny, wriggling, alive. Sperm cells. For the first time in human history, someone actually saw the male contribution to reproduction. But even then, the egg cell wasn't discovered until 1827, almost 150 years later. That's when Carl Ernst von Baer found the human egg, And for the first time, science understood that both the male and female contributed equally to creating new life. 50,000 years of confusion finally solved. So next time you see a baby and think nothing of it, remember, for most of human history, that baby was a complete and total mystery. People blamed the wind, the river, the moon, the food. It took tens of thousands of years, the invention of farming, and eventually a microscope, just to understand something we now learn in middle school. And honestly, that makes our ancestors seem a little less primitive and a little more human. If you found this interesting, you'll love our next video, because ancient humans had even stranger beliefs about something you do every single day: